Hey guys, so today I have yet another monitor overview to show you guys, and this is the Alienware AW3423DW. It is, as you can see, it is an ultra-wide 34-inch OLED monitor, which is really cool. Yeah, just look at the size of this thing, it's like a beast. So actually, the reason I got this monitor is because basically I tried maybe a few weeks ago to get an OLED monitor upgrade for my desktop system, because my current desktop system, I have an IPS monitor which I've been using for a while. That's the Acer Predator. It's a 27-inch IPS monitor, which is pretty good for what it is, but I kind of want to get an upgrade, for the OLED experience, since I use my monitor all the time. So I bought a 27-inch LG Ultra Gear. It's an OLED monitor, and that one was unfortunately kind of disappointing because it wasn't as bright as I wanted. So that one was only 200 CDM, which means it doesn't get as bright as the IPS display that I currently have, which mine goes up to 450 CDM. So yeah, unfortunately it wasn't very usable for me because on the weekends and stuff I do game during the daytime, and I do use my monitor during the daytime, so I want to be able to see my monitor in sunlight. And especially since my home office and my where my computer desktop system is my solarium, which is basically a room that has windows opening up to the to the outside, so the sunlight's coming in during the daytime. And if the monitor is not bright enough, then I can't really see anything on the display. Now fortunately, that LG Ultra Gear 27-inch that I bought, that OLED display wasn't bright enough for me. So hopefully this Alienware one will be bright enough. The specs on this one say 1000 nits, but that's peak brightness. I wonder what the typical brightness I think should be more. I don't know, it says like 250 to 300, which is a little bit better than that LG I had before. Not quite as much as my IPS display still, but we'll see. Hopefully it's bright enough. And of course this one, overall spec wise, is better than the LG that I had a few weeks ago. So I returned that LG monitor, got this one because it was on sale. So that LG monitor basically I bought for about $750 US. This monitor on sale is about $800 US, which is not that much more than the LG that I got a few weeks ago. So I saw this one on deal. My friend actually told me about it as well. And I also had the privilege of viewing this monitor at my friend's place as well. So I actually know this monitor, and although I didn't get to see it during the daytime, I think it looks pretty good, at least in his setup at night. So I thought, okay, I'm going to give it a try because I really do like the look of this monitor. I've never had a curved monitor before, I've never had a 34-inch monitor before. So yeah, that's why I went with this one. Again, on sale for $800 US, that's a pretty good deal, right? This monitor, just even a few years ago, you're talking 34-inch curved quantum dot OLED display like this one, it's going to be at least, it was like $2,500 or something like that, or $2,000 US, only just a few years ago, right? And now it's dropped all the way down to $800. So for me, it's like the right time to get this monitor, I think. So yeah, it is not the most expensive monitor I bought. That would have to go to my Asus PG27UQ that I bought back in 2019, which I did a video on already. That monitor was $2,000 US. And that was a quantum dot 4K 27-inch monitor that did not have OLED. That was just an IPS quantum dot display. This monitor is a 34-inch ultra-wide quantum dot OLED, not 4K, but it's OLED. And we can go over more of the specs, but it says 99.3% DCI-P3, and the resolution is 3440 by 1440, so that's quite a bit of resolution. It's basically 1440p spread out into the ultra-wide size. My current Acer Predator IPS monitor is 1440p, but it's 2560 by 1440. This one, being ultra-wide, is 3440 by 1440. And yeah, it's let's see, it's got 165 hertz refresh rate, so that's good enough. It's not like the highest or anything. It's not 240 hertz like some monitors, but good enough for me, right? So yeah, not the most expensive monitor I bought, but certainly it is the best monitor I bought in terms of the specs. And that's not the only thing I'm going to show you guys in this video. Not just the unboxing and overview of this monitor. Also going to demo to you guys, of course, what this monitor looks like connected to my desktop. I was also worried about my ability to drive this monitor using my desktop, because my desktop computer, it's a LAN build that I built about 2 years ago. but it uses a GPU that's from 2018. So it's a 5-year-old GPU. It's an RTX 2070. So the RTX 2070 is still a very capable GPU for most games these days. But since I'll be driving more pixels on this monitor, right? Because this is the 34-inch ultra-wide, 3440 by 1440. Like that's more pixels than my current 2560 by 1440. If I want to be able to play current games in high resolution, in getting decent frame rates on it, I probably need to upgrade my GPU, is what I'm thinking. So yeah, like I said, the RTX 2070 is a very capable GPU even to this day, even though it's a 5-year-old GPU. But I was worried about my ability to drive this monitor. So in addition to this, I want to also show you guys another thing I bought, which is the Asus RTX 4060 Ti GPU, which I'll be upgrading my desktop with. So yeah, I'll be upgrading my desktop with a new GPU. And this one has DLSS3, which is the new, DLSS3 is the new NVIDIA technology that has frame generation, which will basically add frames onto a lot of games, even if your GPU technically, shouldn't be able to generate that many frames, but DLSS3 will add it to make it more smooth and everything. That actually is the reason why I bought this particular model instead of the G-Sync model. So there's actually two models of this monitor. The G-Sync model is more expensive by like $150 more. But I didn't pay that because this is the FreeSync version, the AMD FreeSync version, which doesn't have G-Sync because it's cheaper. The NVIDIA G-Sync version, $150 more. I feel like I don't really need G-Sync these days because, first of all, V-Sync in a lot of games is enough for me, even though it's, G-Sync is technically better, but V-Sync is good enough for me for a lot of games. Plus, I'll be upgrading to this 4060 Ti GPU with DLSS3, which adds in generated frames. So I don't think I need G-Sync as much anymore. So yeah, that's why I went with this particular model. It's cheaper than the G-Sync model, so that's why I got it. Alright, so that's what I'll be doing. I'll be upgrading my computer first with this GPU and then testing out this monitor. First, let's unbox this monitor because it's massive. Okay, what do you get here? Whoa. Okay, so let's see what we got here. We got this Alienware packet here with this Alienware head, and then safety information, so not much else to say there. The sticker, I don't know if I'll ever use those things. You have measurements here, so just like I got with the LG monitor, I have those different measurements here. The calibration factory report right here. I'm not sure if this is Pantone validated or anything. Asus, if it's Asus monitors, they usually do Pantone validation. Not sure about this one. I don't think they do. This is what comes inside. Yeah, this is like assembly instructions basically, and what comes inside the box. Then we get this. Ooh. Let's see, what is this thing? Okay, so this is a little panel here. I probably need to install into the monitor. And of course I got display port, full-size display port, and full-size display port here. I have a USB-A to USB-B, a full-size USB-B, by the way. So this is, of course, I'll be using it to connect to my computer. I think because this contains a USB hub, which a lot of monitors do nowadays. And then USB-C to full-size display port right here. So you get two full-size display port to full-size display port and USB-C to full-size display port, which is nice. Comes with both of those. Power cord, of course, right, to connect the power. So yep, those are the cables that come with it. Then this is the stand for the monitor, and I think I'll be using a stand. I won't be using a VESA mount. I think if I use a VESA mount, technically I could with my desk, but I don't want to strain it too much. It's already holding a lot of stuff. So yeah, this is the stand for the monitor. And then this is basically the neck for the monitor to connect to the stand. Yep, so this is the neck for the monitor to connect to the stand. Yeah, or you can connect it to a VESA mount or whatever, but I'm going to connect it to the stand. Nice Alienware branding right here. Alright. And then we have, this is just a microfiber cloth to wipe the monitor with, wipe the screen. Okay, that's it for the accessories, I think. Let's take a look at the actual monitor now. Oh, the actual display right here. 34 inches, that's the biggest monitor I've ever had. I mean, I have a 29-inch LG ultra wide for work, but this is 34 inches, so this is going to be clearly the biggest monitor I've ever bought. Yeah. Second most expensive monitor I bought, my Acer Predator, I got about 400 bucks. Yeah, and then my LG ultra wide is only 200, it's not that much. And then, like I said, the Asus 27-inch quantum dot 4K monitor I bought back in 2019. That was the most expensive. It was 2,000 bucks US for that one. And this is the second most expensive at 850 US. Although it's still a pretty good deal, I mean, for the specs. Okay. Alright, here we go. Alright, please be bright enough, man. I don't want to be disappointed by the LG one. Oh yeah, technically the LG display that I bought a few weeks ago, that was pretty expensive, 750 bucks US. And this one is just a little bit more, right? It's only 850 US, is about 800 bucks US, I mean 850, yeah, it's about like 100 bucks more, but I get 34-inch curved instead of 27-inch, and I don't think that LG was quantum dot. This one is actually quantum dot. So of course I got a lot more for the money here. Just 100 bucks US more, and I get a 34-inch curved with a quantum dot display, in addition to OLED. So yeah, okay. Here we go. Hopefully it's bright enough. Whoops. So yeah, hopefully this one is bright enough. I don't want to return this one. This is going to be a pretty big item to return, but here's what it looks like. This is that 34-inch curved quantum dot OLED display. Pretty nice. And then on the back here, so it does have the bezels down at the bottom. So this is something that the LG actually didn't have, but I don't mind it. And then at the back here, oh, you can see it's on the back here, the Alienware head logo. This is like where I attach the neck and the mount. Yeah, let's see, we have a few different connections here. We have two different USB-A ports right here. So this is kind of a USB hub, so you can connect your accessories and stuff like that. So 2 USB-A ports here, another one here, 3 total. So 3 USB-A ports total to connect your accessories. That's nice. I think one of them has to connect to the computer, I think. HDMI in, so this is a full size, only one. 2 display ports in, so I think DisplayPort, if you're going to be using this for gaming and with your computer, you should be using DisplayPort. So it's good that they have 2 display ports here. You can connect 2 computers to it that way, of course. And I think, yeah, not sure if this has a KVM switch, but I don't think it does. But anyways, you can connect 2 laptops or 2 computers to this. And then a power, your AC right there in. Actually, I think that's not AC. What's that? Okay, yeah. I see what it is. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay, yeah, so this one is the connection to your computer. This is a USB-B input right here. So then the other end goes to a computer, so you can set up the USB hub. These 2 are 2 USB-A ports, which I think are 3.1, 3.2. Should be pretty fast. Full-size HDMI, 2 display ports, full size. This one is actually, some kind of like source out, I think. So it's interesting. It's some kind of I think AV out or something like that. It looks like some kind of source out. And then there's 2 more USB ports here at the bottom here. So if you look down at the bottom, yeah, there's 2 more USB ports here, and then 1 headphone jack right here. So definitely has a lot of ports. And then this is your little control here, little joystick to control the display. Again, this is something that I didn't like on the LG monitor, is that the controls for the menu for the monitor, it's not in a very good place. It only has like, you have to press down on the power button and then hold down the power button and then just 1 button to navigate. Whereas on the Alienware and on most monitors, you have a little joystick to navigate around to control the settings of the display. So I think that's a lot better. And I believe this whole thing at the back is an LED light, so you can do RGB stuff with this monitor. You know, that's typical Alienware, right? I own Alienware laptops, so I know that this is part of that design. So that's pretty cool. And I think this Alienware head will light up too, and this 34 will light up as well. Those are also LEDs. So yeah, that's pretty cool. This monitor, I've already got a lot of fingerprints on it. So yeah, let's set this up later. I'm first going to install my GPU into my desktop. So now I have the Alienware 34-inch OLED monitor set up. It's connected right now to my Lanley 2U150. This is the computer that I basically built over 2 years ago. Still works well and runs fine. Of course, I'm going to upgrade the GPU later, but first I want to test it out with the current GPU, which is a Zotac RTX 2070. A few things about this monitor now that I have it set up. So how the display panel connects to the stand, there's like an easy button on the back you can push to basically lift it up, and you can actually like mount it pretty easily. So it's just like the LG monitor I reviewed before. It's very easy to detach and attach this display here, so that's nice. A few other things. The on button here is not the center button down here. That's where it was on the LG monitors, but for the Alienware monitor, the power button is actually right here, so all the way over here. So yeah, it's actually very easy to miss. So I had to actually look at the little manual quick start guide thing to see that this is actually the power button. This button here is actually for adjusting the different options, as you would expect, right, from this monitor. So yeah, so first we have this Alien Vision thing, which so you can do like night mode, clear mode, chroma mode, crosshair mode. I'm not really sure the differences, and I don't know what this does anyways. The Alien Vision, it seems like there's just some like rectangular square right here in the middle of my screen. Not exactly sure what that does, but you have it. And then dark stabilizer, which as I increase it, it actually increases the brightness, it looks like, which is nice. Again, like I said, the reason I returned the LG monitor is because it didn't get bright enough at full brightness. So even at max brightness, it wasn't good enough. And this Alienware monitor definitely looks like it goes brighter than that LG, so that's good. I don't want to return this monitor for the same reasons. Preset modes. Okay, so yep, this monitor, just like other ones, have preset modes. So this is standard mode, and then we have FPS mode. Yeah, FPS mode, which looks like it makes things lighter, right? To me. Anyways, that's the most obvious change. FPS mode is like everything looks a bit lighter, maybe a little bit washed out. There's MOBA RTS, which goes darker again, I guess. RPG mode. I'm not sure what exactly is RPG mode. There's so many different types of RPGs. How would they even optimize a mode for it? Like, you know, JRPG, right? Open world RPG. Like, what are we talking about here? Sports mode. I'm not sure exactly. Maybe playing NBA 2K. Maybe I might use this mode. Creator mode, which I guess this is really dark actually. This makes the display really dim in this creator mode. You can see a difference, right? This creator mode is super dim. I don't know why it's a creator mode. Game 1 mode, Game 2. I guess this is custom set modes. You can add a little, you can tweak your little like colors or customization. That's why they have 3 different custom game modes here. This is a gaming monitor after all, right? So they have extra game modes you can tweak. There's warm mode, which is the same as this game mode almost. Pretty much is. And then cool mode, which you can see it gets noticeably, this is the warm mode, and cool mode noticeably cooler, right? And a custom color mode as well. Anyways, I'm going to leave it on the standard mode here. There's no cinema mode here, even though I might want to watch movies on this thing, but there's no cinema mode here. Yeah, I mean, this is mostly meant for gaming, but, you know, some people might want to use it for watching movies. It is an OLED monitor after all, which is supposed to be good for movies too. And then you can switch your input sources. Right now it's auto, so it'll auto switch between which one's connected. Right now I'm using display port 1. Again, 2 full-size display ports and the HDMI, so there's 3 different. And there's brightness contrast, right, which is right now it's at 75% brightness contrast right now. And I would say this is good for about this time of day. It's it's about 5 p.m. 6 p.m. right now, right? So it's getting a little bit dark, but not too dark. So I guess it's 75%, but during the daytime with a lot of sunlight coming in, you're going to want to push that brightness up. So let's just take a look at 100% what it would be. So let's see, 75, okay. Let's see if I can adjust that. Okay, the contrast right now is also at 75. Come on, brightness contrast. Let's go back. Okay, so contrast right now is also at 75. Adjusting this value will increase power consumption, yes. Okay, so if I increase the brightness all the way up to 100, what do we get here? Okay, right now it's at brightness 100. I think this is good enough. Although it's not daytime yet or anything, this is definitely better than what I got on the LG Ultra Gear monitor that I had to return. So this is definitely good. So this is at max brightness. So it definitely has a higher brightness ceiling from what I can see, and I'll keep the contrast the same at 75. So yeah, I know I'll use up more power, but it's fine. You want to have your monitors bright enough to be able to see stuff, right? All right. So yeah, let's play some videos and stuff on this monitor so you guys can see how it looks like, with the Quantum Dot OLED display. And then after we're going to play some games using the 2070 card that I have, and then I'll upgrade it to the 4060 Ti, and then see if there's any big performance improvements, which I expect there should be, because I am upgrading a card after all. Alright. So this monitor does not have speakers built in, by the way. It does have a headphone out, so you can use it for the headphone out. It's not a special headphone jack like the LG's DTS Headphone X, but it does have a headphone out, but no speakers. And that's fine, because I don't know anyone that would use monitor speakers anyways. So, anyways, we're just going to watch the video in silence, so you guys can see. Okay, so this is at 1440p, so yeah, that's exactly what this monitor is. It's an ultra-wide 1440, so yeah, it's not 4K. But, to me, 1440 is good enough. I don't need a full 4K or anything. I think 4K might be a little bit overkill for some games, like I don't need to run it at that high resolution. Okay, but you guys can see, yeah, OLED, man. Quantum Dot OLED. Definitely more vibrant, vivid, colors are popping out. Color accurate, I hope, right? Compared to your standard IPS display. And contrast ratio, of course, that's what you get with OLED. Yeah, it looks really nice. It's just that it's an ultra wide, so most videos are not going to fit this aspect ratio since they're designed for regular widescreen. So you're going to get letterboxing on the sides, but that's expected, right? Just be aware of that, right? Most videos you're going to watch, games possibly, are optimized for widescreen display, not ultra wide. Okay, nice. Anyways, you guys can see that, and then let's try something else with more blacks. Where's the rooftop one? There we Okay, here's another video, this one with more blacks in it, because that's what OLED's good at, showing the blacks and having near infinite contrast ratio. The camera doesn't really do it justice. In person, this looks really, really good. But on the camera, I can tell it looks a little bit washed out. But yeah, in person, this looks really good. Super sharp, vibrant, and yeah, definitely contrasts. It is really, really good. Nice. It's good. Well, K-pop groups these days, I don't know if it's good or bad, but it's they're definitely more diverse in terms of the outfits compared to the older K-pop groups. Whereas the older K-pop groups, you always get like the same outfits and stuff for every girl. All right. Now we're gonna play a game. Let's go with Starfield, since that's a pretty demanding game, and see what res we can. Let's see what FPS we can get out of it. So let's see, where's it here? Get FPS counting my performance. Turn on my performance overlay, Alt plus R. Here we go. Okay. So let's go to settings here, display. Yep, borderless full screen. Oh, shadow quality low. Everything's set to low right now. So, we set everything to high. It's gonna kill my performance. Okay, I'm setting everything to high. Alright, so this is Starfield, the new Bethesda game that I'm playing. It is well known for being difficult to run, so it requires a lot of high performance from the computer, and here I am running it pretty much at the full resolution of the monitor, 3440 by 1440, and everything is set to high in terms of the graphics, and I'm getting about 35 FPS right now, which is playable. It's not great, but it's playable. Yeah, I'm actually, oh, there's some freezing there. Oh yeah, 30 FPS. So 35 FPS is what I'm getting. Probably in combat it will drop a little bit below that. So it's barely playable. Yeah, basically using this monitor, full resolution, with my RTX 2070 GPU, I'm getting a little bit of, as you can see, stuttering sometimes when I move around. I'm not even in combat yet. Getting about 30 FPS, which is barely playable. So yeah, in combat, it probably won't be as playable because it's just walking around the city. But yeah, in combat, it probably won't be playable. Because if it's barely getting 30 FPS when I'm just walking around. But you know, this is a 5-year-old GPU. So, and Starfield is a hard game to run. So, I'm actually kind of pleasantly surprised. It's still at least playable, right, in the city. So yeah, but just barely. Just getting about 30. Barely playable. And this is everything set to high. So, you know, motion blur, everything. Oh. Okay, now it's like freezing up. Okay, yeah, so it does freeze up like that, unfortunately. This is part of the reason I think I have to upgrade my GPU if if I'm going to be using this monitor and playing demanding games, yeah, I should be upgrading my GPU, because you saw that, right? That was kind of a freeze up. I mean, yeah, everything is set to high right here, get motion blur and everything. Normally it's barely playable, but it's not. That's not great. It's not great. Sometimes it freezes up, and I bet when I'm in combat, it's going to not be that playable. So, anyways, yeah, that's my current GPU. My RTX 2070 running Starfield at 3440 by 1440 ultra wide resolution on this monitor, full native resolution, everything's set to high, and I'm getting really about 30 FPS, which is barely playable, and it does freeze up sometimes, and yeah, this is just walking around the city. So when I'm in combat, it's probably going to dip below this. But still, I'm actually pleasantly surprised to see that it is getting 30 FPS. I didn't think it would on high settings using the native resolution. But anyways, yeah, my RTX 2070 does get 30 FPS, which is barely playable. But again, native resolution and high settings on Starfield. So better than I expected, I guess. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to upgrade my GPU and we're going to see what the difference is. Alright, so now I'm going to upgrade the GPU in my desktop. Like I said, this is an RTX 2070, which is a 5-year-old GPU. I think it's made by Zotac. So yeah, I'm going to upgrade it into this Asus GeForce RTX 4060 Ti, which of course is a much newer card. Should be about 40% faster from what I'm seeing from the benchmarks here. But yeah, this one is built on the Lovelace architecture. And yeah, it's got ray tracing, of course. My 2070 also has ray tracing. DLSS3, that's something that my current GPU doesn't have. Yeah, it should be a pretty nice upgrade. About 40% faster is what I'm expecting. Yeah, let's do it. So this should be this is a Turing architecture, I believe. So yeah, let's do this. I hope this fits as well, because my this is a Lanley TU150. It's a mini ITX build. This case, I specifically chose it because it's not that big, but at the same time, it's not super small either. So this is probably, after doing a lot of research, the size that's just small enough to contain the heat. If it's any smaller than this, it's not very good for thermals. But then I don't want something big either, right? So I just chose basically the smallest possible size that doesn't have any thermal issues. There are smaller mini ITX cases, but they have thermal issues. Like if you see the ones from Razer, Corsair, if you see any of those that are smaller, they have issues. So this is what's inside the GPU box. You have thank you cards from Asus. You have quick start guide. You have this little card thing. I don't know where you would hang this, but Asus gives you that too. You have a warranty card for the GPU, and then of course you have the quick start guide on connecting the GPU and everything. So I'm going to make sure that it has the proper PCIe power cables from the PSU. This is the unit itself. So it's actually not that heavy. It's got this dual fans on this one. Not too large of a GPU, which is good. I want it to fit inside my case since I have a mini ITX. So yeah, this is the back of it. And then you guys can see there is a total of 3 display ports in HDMI on this GPU. So yeah, 3 display ports in HDMI, full size, all full size of course. Take that off, okay. Yeah, that looks like pretty much what I want. My Zotac only has 2 display ports. Actually no, it has 3. Okay, yeah, my Zotac also has 3 display ports and 1 HDMI, so about the same as this Asus here. But yeah, looks pretty nice. This is the RTX 4060 Ti. Yeah, should be a nice upgrade. Alright, and now we're gonna do that. So, it's been a while since I've taken apart my desktop. Let's see, we got this tempered steel, like a see-through case here. Remember how to do this. How to remove it. I think it just slides out. It just slides out from here. There we go. Yeah, okay, and this is my Noctua cooler. And okay, everything's connected. Ooh. It's been 2 years since I cleaned it, so. Alright, yep, so my hard drive is there. My PSU is there. It's a Corsair. I have another Cooler Master fan here. The Noctua CPU cooler. And then this is my Zotac RTX 2070. Okay, so we're going to remove this one. So all I have to do, I think, is just disconnect it from the PSU and the PCIe cables, which is, there's a cable right here. Let's see what I'm doing. Okay, so the cable right here, you disconnect this one. There. And I think it's only held in place by the bracket now. So this bracket, let's move that. Oh, you know, I got some experience with working with computers by playing PC Building Simulator. When I was playing PC Building Simulator, I was like, yeah, this is what I do, right? When I install GPUs. You swap out GPUs, it's simple. You just click the screws in PC Building Simulator, and it just works. Well, it's pretty accurate to real life. That's what you do, exactly what you do in real life. You just remove the screws from the brackets, right? So when I'm playing PC Building Simulator, that's like exactly what I was doing. Okay. Is there one more here? Oh, that's actually not used. That's not. I don't think I need to do that one. I'll do that. Let's just remove it. Okay. Maybe I do need to remove it. Okay. Here we go. Okay. What else is going on here? Oh, it's connected to the motherboard, of course. It's connected to the motherboard. I think I could just... What's out of the motherboard? It's not held in place by anything, right? Come on. What's it held in place by? Some sort of... What is this? What is this thing? Why is it not moving here? Here we go. Okay, yeah. So basically what happened was I had to... So when you insert a PCIe component like a GPU into the motherboard, there is a kind of latch here that latches it on so that it locks into place. So yeah, that was it. So yeah, this is the Zotac RTX 2070 GPU that I just took out. This has been in my computer for the last 2.5 years. Previously it was in my CyberPower PC computer. So I've actually had this GPU about almost over 4 years now. Yeah, because when I bought my CyberPower PC, CyberC console computer, that I did a video on that already, came with this GPU. I took it out and I used it for this build. So yeah, I basically had this like 4.5 years. So almost 5 years. Yeah, so this This GPU has been working for a while, so it's a nice GPU, the RTX 2070, but I mean, it still runs Starfield fine, right? We just saw it does run it. Just is not like too playable or anything. And I think it's time for me to upgrade anyways, because this is you know, eventually when better and better games come out, Unreal Engine 5 comes out, right? Might as well take the time to upgrade this. So I hope that this one can fit in fine. I'm just going to check the dimensions here. So definitely the 4060 is a thicker GPU. Now in terms of length, they're about the same length. It's just that you can see that the 4060 Ti is thicker for sure. Yeah, it's a thicker GPU. Length is pretty much the same though. So here we go. This side, yeah, length is pretty much about the same. It's just the thickness. So yeah, the 4060 is a thicker, or the 4060 Ti, it is a thicker GPU. So hope that I have enough room here. So yeah, we're just gonna put into the PCIe slot here. Got these protectors. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna put this in the motherboard, and then we're gonna connect the PSU to here, which I think, yeah, it goes in this side. So yeah, this is where the PSU connector goes, and then this goes in the motherboard. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right. Hopefully this fits. Should be the same length and just thicker, but hopefully I have enough room. Oh, it's gonna get crowded in here. They both have dual fans, so this is 2 fans. The Zotac also has 2 fans, right? You can see. Yeah, the Zotac was pretty good actually, but this Asus, can't wait to see the power this baby has. Okay. Oh man, I really hope that it's gonna fit. This is really tight on my board here. Come on. Oh, man. It's pretty tight. Oh, it's because of this connector. I see, that's why. Stainless steel 304. Okay. I think what's happening is this connector, this comes with this steel connector at the back, right? Same as this. Yeah, so they both come with like these steel connector plates at the back here. Yeah. So yeah, they both come with these steel connector plates at the back here. As you can see, they both have 3 full-size DisplayPort, 1 full-size HDMI. But my Zotac was able to do that fine. It just fits through these openings here. So I think the Asus should be able to just do that. Oh, it's because this one is loose. Oh, yeah, this one is loose. Okay, yeah, it should be able to just fit like this. Here we go. There we go. Yep, I got it fitting now. Okay. Awesome. Okay, I just got to fit it in. Yep, I think it locks into place, right? Yep, PCI lock is in place. Now I just got to connect the PSU to it. Come on. There we go. All right. I think we got it. Got it. And then we just have the spare bracket here that we're not using. We don't need to actually put this bracket back because we don't need that. This only takes up 2 PCIe slots in the case here. I mean 2 brackets. Okay. That goes in. Okay, I don't need this bracket. Alright guys, I got it. Look at this. The Asus RTX 4060 Ti is installed. So, look at that, pretty proud of that. It wasn't hard or anything, so you just gotta like fit it into the motherboard and then connect the PS2 connector. Make sure everything's secured in place. I mean, it's fine. Even though it's a little bit thicker, the length is exactly the same as the Zotac. So, yeah, works. And then just put the case back on here, which I think this actually should have mesh, but it's a tempered glass case, which is not really good for heat. But it's nicer to look at. It looks better. That's why I do it that way. Okay. But a lot of people prefer having mesh because it's better for the performance. So yeah, that's it now. Just changed out the GPU, and we're going to connect it to the Alienware monitor, and we're going to see the performance differences, because this should be 40% faster. So yeah, by the way, this is what the Zotac says on the back. It says live to game, so it's pretty cool. Again, 2 fans on the front, and the connections, there's 3 full-size DisplayPort, 1 full-size HDMI, and even a DVI port, which is kind of an older legacy port. Still has that too, that's cool. So yeah, overall, pretty nice GPU. It served me well for almost 5 years. So yeah, yeah, pretty nice GPU, not bad. So that's the Zotac, and it's small enough to fit inside many ITX builds like this one. And some people might ask, you know, why not go for an RTX 4070? Well, the thing is, the 4070 is substantially more expensive. So for the 4060 Ti, cost me around $400 US, and the 4070 is 50% more. It's about $600 US. So for me, I think the 4060 Ti is good enough. I know the 4070 obviously better, more powerful, but you know, that's also 50% more. So the total cost, you know, this monitor costs around $850 US, plus the cost of the GPU is what I had to factor in as well, which this one's about $400 US. Yeah, that's what I'm willing to pay for a GPU upgrade at this point. And I don't need like really powerful GPU. This one I'm not using a 4K monitor or anything. So yeah, 4060 Ti is good enough for me. Should be a noticeable performance boost at least. And yeah, I don't want to pay 50% more, $600 for a 4070. Just the price difference there. So yeah, that's why I went with the 4060 Ti. I think it's, for me, the best value, the best balance between price and performance in terms of an upgrade. So by the way guys, I'll show you the back of the monitor. So when it's turned on, you can see the 34 and the Alienware head lights up as you would expect. I thought there was an LED lighting ring here, maybe I'm mistaken. I was thinking of the Legend design, right? Because I would think there would be a lighting ring around here. And yeah, this is the button to quickly, you know, take off, unmount it, mount it. The power cord goes here. Everything else I pretty much explained, right? We got all the different inputs at the back here for 2 DisplayPort, 1 full-size HDMI, and a total of 4 extra USB ports on this monitor, with 1 connecting to the computer. So when it comes to adjustability, there's a few different things you can do with this monitor. So you can either adjust it vertically like this, you can adjust it, you know, tilt it upwards, tilt it downwards. This is about the degree of movement you can get with that. I think it's okay for a monitor of this size. You can also move it, you know, to the left and right like this. Kind of tilt it this way and this way again. I think it's fine for a monitor of this size. It is a 34-inch ultra-wide curved after all. And you can also, you know, kind of tilt it like this. Although it doesn't go all the way, like, you can't shift it all the way vertically like you can with my 27-inch IPS. But yeah, this is about the limit of movement you can get for tilting it. So yeah, I would say it's okay because this is a 34-inch ultra wide. You can't expect to tilt it like fully vertically anyways. It is decent, I think, for what it is, right? So considering the size and stuff, it's got a decent amount. Another thing you can do with the monitor is move it up and down like this. So this is about as low as it will go, and then of course if you need it to be higher. Although I highly recommend if you're using a monitor to get a monitor stand. A lot of people don't use those, but for me I tend to use monitor stands. So yeah, I don't want it like too low, but I want to have like a monitor stand, and then you can just adjust it like that. This is pretty much as high up as it will go. But again, I recommend getting a monitor stand for people, you know, who really needed to have the right position when you're sitting down. So anyways, yeah, there's that adjustment as well. Alright, so now I'm running Starfield, the same settings as I ran before. This is all high settings using the full native display of the monitor, which is 3440 by 1440. And yeah, like I said, everything on high, and it's running much more smoothly, obviously, because this is a better GPU. So yeah, now I'm getting around 50 FPS just running around. So we went from 30 FPS to 50 FPS, which is about the improvement I was expecting. Oh, okay, yep, so it's definitely playing a lot better compared to before. Yeah, like before with my RTX 2070, it was like barely pushing 30 frames a second just walking around. Now, yeah, I'm getting about 50 FPS on average, just walking around, which is great. You know, definitely a very noticeable improvement. 20 FPS, you know, is a noticeable improvement. So, and this is one of the most demanding games right now, Starfield. Just because, yeah, I won't say graphically it's that great, but it just takes up so much resources on a lot of people's computers. So I think Starfield is a good one to test. I mean, Cyberpunk 2077 I think does look better than Starfield, but Starfield is the better test because it's more demanding than Cyberpunk 2077 because it's so unoptimized. So yeah, I mean, it looks good. High settings, I'm getting about 50 FPS on average. I wonder if I can even push it higher. So, ooh, when I go into the menu, it doesn't use the full width of the display, interestingly enough. Okay. Oh, you can see that like sun, right? Moving, that's pretty cool. I just want to see what can I get on Ultra then. So I'm gonna get display. Right now everything's set to high. If I push everything up to Ultra. Alright, let's see what we can do with that. Oops. There we go. Right, everything on Ultra settings. Ooh. Okay, I'm getting about 40 FPS on Ultra settings on Starfield. Nice. Okay, yeah, even on Ultra, still getting about 40 FPS, which is still very playable. It's not 60 FPS or anything, but for me, it's still playable. A lot better than the 30 I was getting. Yeah, 40, 45, not bad. So yeah, running Starfield right now. Oh, that was a little bit of a hiccup there, but yeah, I think that's just, I need to upgrade my driver so that Starfield can run better. I think that's a driver thing, the occasional freeze up. But in terms of actually, you know, running it normally, yeah, this is really nice. So yeah, again, with my RTX 2070, as you guys saw before, I was getting about barely 30 FPS, just running around the city, not doing anything, no combat or anything. Native resolution on this monitor, high settings. Now on high settings, native resolution using the 4060 Ti, get about 50 FPS on average, and now I've turned everything up to ultra detail, getting about 40 FPS on average. So again, for me, it's a very good upgrade, especially for the price. About $400 for this GPU for the 4060 Ti. Yeah, it's worth it. I mean, 20 FPS improvement is no joke, right? That's especially if we're going for 30 to 50 FPS. That's, I'm not talking about like 90 to 120 or something like that, right? Like that's not like a big difference, but 30 to 50 FPS is a big difference, right? So yeah, to me that's a very worthy upgrade. So anyways, guys, that's it. That's basically the overview of this Alienware 34-inch quantum dot OLED display, which is a very good display. I can see definitely I'm going to use this one for sure. It is bright enough for me, and I can use it for my, you know, I think I use my monitor probably the most out of all my displays, right? Compared to my TV, compared to my even my laptop, I use my monitor the most, so it makes sense for me to upgrade it. And yeah, this is a really nice display, especially for the price. Now that I can get it for about 800, 850 US, that's a steal. And then pairing it with the GPU upgrade to the 4060 Ti, in total spent about 1,200, 1,300, which is a lot of money, but I get a very noticeable upgrade that I will be using for many, many years. So that's it, guys. Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments. But yeah, I think it's a really nice upgrade for me. It's expensive, but to me it's worth it. So that's it, guys. Let me know what you think, and as always, thanks for watching.